Hi, this is Jeff Landers. I'm from Tucson, Arizona, and today I'm going to show you how to skin a rattlesnake and properly tan it. I want to be perfectly clear on something. If you see a rattlesnake, stay away from it. Most of the time they're just passing through. However, in this case, this snake decided to make a home in my backyard. We shot him in the head with a pellet gun, mashed his head in, and then cut his head off with a pair of garden shears while wearing protective clothing. Even with the head cut off, it can still bite you and inflict pain and possibly death. Most local fire departments will come to your house and dispose of a rattlesnake. So let's begin. I use some surgical gloves, as you can see here. I've got a box cutter that you can see there. That's what I'm going to use to start skinning poor old Luther here. First thing you do is roll it over to the back. You're going to see the ribbing there all the way down at the end, and what you're going to do is you're going to make an incision. Sometimes you can start at the back or you can start at the head. I'm starting at the head here. As you can see, I've already removed the head, because with rattlesnakes you just don't really know when they're dead, and they can, even though you think they're dead, they could bite you. So see, kind of cut right down there in the middle. It's going to reveal the guts. Don't worry about it. Nothing's going to hurt you. Go all the way down to the end. Be as careful as you can, and a lot of times you can't get a perfect cut, but you're trying to be as close to the center as possible. You get down to the end of it, it's going to be a little bit tougher. Yes, sped this camera up, obviously. Be careful at the end not to cut yourself. See, I kind of right there at the end, I do that. After that, you got to cut the rattler off. Kind of make as clean a cut as you can. And now you roll them back over. And you want to grab the edge of the skin here, and I make a little cut to make sure I've got it away from the body, from the inside, the meat. And then you kind of pull, and it will literally pull. It's pretty easy. Just take your time. It's just nice even tugs, and it goes all the way to the end, and a little trimming there at the end like I had to do at the front of him, and then it's separated. Make sure you have the free important tip: don't cut yourself. It's easy to cut yourself. And then you just take the guts and throw them in a Ziploc bag to bury it later. Now lay the skin out like this. And what you're going to see, you see this goo, it's part of the meat that's there. You want to take the edge of a knife, and I'm scraping. You got to take your time doing this. You're just scraping that stuff off, part of the meat. The reason you're doing that is if you do it well and get almost all of it off, you're going to have a much better hide, much better skin to use for something exciting for your wife, girlfriend, significant other. You can see here where I'm just using kind of even pressure to just scrape that part of the meat or fat off. Take your time. It takes me to skin a rattlesnake about 30 minutes. But you want to be careful. The skin is sturdy, but it's easily cut. So just take your time. Now when you finish this, you're going to want to take your snake skin, put it in a mason jar with a mixture of 50% rubbing alcohol and 50% glycerin. And you're going to store it in a cool place for 3 to 5 days. I like to shake the jar every once in a while to make sure that it's getting proper coverage to the skin. After that, you're going to take the skin out. I like to use the same kind of piece of cardboard that I used when I was initially working on it, and roll it up in a paper towel using the dowel rod. You can then store your skin for a project you may be working on. I like to check on mine every once in a while. We're dry here in Tucson, so if I've got one that I've stored, I want to make sure that it's not dried out. if it is a little dry, I can take some glycerin and brush it on to kind of revive it before I use it for a belt or hat band or something like that. Hope you enjoyed this. Please like it, and I'll come up with some interesting knowledge in the future. Thanks so much.